This week, I returned to Western Australia on unfinished business. Last time, I chickened out when it came to jumping in with a snapper, as the sharks closed in.
That's a big critter.
But first up, I need to get my arm stretched out by one of the toughest fish in the West.
Oh, that was a good bite, that one. This one's a big one, eh?
We teach the next generation the importance of not just catching fish,
That is a beautiful fish. Look at that.
but also helping out in the name of research.
So you see what they're doing here, Chloe?
Yep.
So they're going to write down the length of it, and then we're going to put 2 tags in it.
Then the sharks ruin the party again.
Oh, there's a shark behind it.
Will I risk it all to swim with the greatest snapper aggregation on Earth? Fishing is my life. It's in my DNA. From above the water and below the surface. It's who I am. Join me as I travel the world in search of the most insane fishing experiences on the planet.
You got it.
Oh, yeah!
Big fish right there, Al.
Yeah, baby! The storms are going up around. Look at the size of it. How good is that? I'm McGlashan, and this is Fishing with Mates.
I'm back in beautiful Western Australia for another shot at the snapper Cyclone with my good mate from The Complete Angler.
Now, I fished with Phil for years. You know, we went to the Mackerel Islands together where I saw the infamous mackerel dance.
Last season, we fished the amazing snapper spawn and tag fish in the name of science. The problem with this place is the sharks. There are hundreds of them, and they are here for the snapper. So, jumping in to film the spawning snapper is seriously high risk, especially when you consider Western Australia has one of the highest shark attack rates in the world.
Not swimming here.
Tell you what, that's a big critter.
man.
Sharks move in and we move out. There's not much we can do about it. Look at that big one behind you.
Oh.
That's a beauty.
So he's already been over once and had the most unbelievable session you could ever wish for. He wants to jump in the water with them. It would have to be one of the craziest things I've ever heard.
Something that's been nagging at me the whole time is that I didn't jump in and film them.
Al keeps nagging me, he's ringing me, you know, the snapper there, the snapper there.
Mate, we've got to do this. We can't not.
But first, Phil has a surprise for us, and it wasn't spawning snapper.
So, we're up at dawn, we're walking down, we meet Simo with his beautiful big 40-footer. All right, you got me up early. What are we doing now?
We've got a bit of a treat for you today.
Ooh, treat.
Might be able to stretch your arms on maybe some Samson fish or something like that.
No snapper today. Instead, we're taking advantage of the calm weather and heading offshore for a shot at something else the West is famous for, the mighty Samson fish.
So this time of year, the Samson fish are reasonably prolific. One of the hardest sport fishing fish you could target, and I was hoping that one of these big brutes was going to really give him a tussle and maybe make him just go quiet just for a couple of minutes.
I thought you guys didn't like catching Samson fish.
We don't, but you're catching them.
Bring it on. Ladies, gentlemen, take me fishing. We pile in, Danny's there, the girls are there, and we go offshore. We're going Samson fishing. And by the look of all the tanks in there, I think we're going to catch some crays. Now, big old boat, she chugs along. We've got an hour to get out there. What do? You have breakfast. The barbecue's on, it's bacon and eggs. We're making coffees, espresso. This is the life. How good is this? So we get out the spot. We're dropping down. First drift, nothing. Second drift, ooh, Phil's on.
Yep.
Why is it always him?
He looks at me and for the first time doesn't say anything. I got him. Look at that Sergeant Baker, mate, eh?
Mate, you are on fire.
Absolutely, mate, absolutely.
Sergeant Bakers make for poor eating, so are cheekily known as the mother-in-law fish. So, a great start for Phil.
Doing well, buddy, doing well. And then the grief starts. So, Phil, you're winning with a Sergeant Baker, mate. I'd be proud.
Well, all I know at this stage, my little Sergeant Baker is the only registered fish on this boat so far. So we start jigging away again.
Oh, yep.
He hooks up, he drops it. Common thing for McGlashan. Bang, I get another one. The look on his face was absolutely priceless. I wish I had had his camera, so when he was going back through his photos, he could see it.
Get a photo of the fish that I helped you catch. All I'm doing is taking photos of his fish.
That happens quite often when we fish together.
And suddenly everyone is hooking up. Well, everyone except me.
Ah. Geez, your jewfish looks a bit buggered.
Even the girls are getting in on it.
It's definitely a fish. Yep. Yes! Watch and learn, buddy. This is the one. Ugh. Look at that. 300 kilo Samson.
Come on, Al. You're on the board, mate. You're on the board.
I am on the board. The size of it, it's huge. I'm on the board.
Well, this time, Danny and Simo, both of them have just had enough. They've just donned their wetsuits and just wanted 20 minutes of peace.
Now, the girls keep fishing, and you know what? There's bubbles coming up, and then all of a sudden they're hooking up. I don't think they're hooking up. I think they're being played on by two dodgy blokes down the bottom with some scuba gear on.
Dare you?
I don't think they're real impressed with the joke either. I thought it was funny.
It's only because I've caught more fish than him, that's all.
Meanwhile, the boys get to work catching the crays, and they've found the mother lode. The Western rock lobster fishery is a multi-million-dollar industry and is the first in the world to be classed as ecologically sustainable.
The boys come back up. They're only down there 20 minutes. I tell you what, I've never seen so many crayfish in my life. Now, Danny's passionate not just about his snapper, but about his crays as well. And you know what? I get a whole lesson in crays. The different ones, the softs, the hards. I'm just looking at him going, mate, I just want to eat it. I don't care about the rest of it. And he's going, and look, it's got a hard mouth, it's got a soft mouth. This is a female, this is a male, and which one tastes better? Which one am I getting? Let's get the facts. Which one am I having for dinner? Come on. Then it's back to fishing. It's time to even the score. So, I've got a plan for Phil. Hey, Phil, I got an idea. Next fish wins.
How can that be?
You might have caught two and I've only caught one. The next fish is the one.
I don't see how that adds up.
Hey, I mightn't have been good at maths, but that is perfect calculations in my head.
I'm up 3 on him already.
And then, just to make it even worse... Oh, what? Oh, no way!
Coming up, Phil raises the stakes and I get to show off my best performance ever.
That is a monster.
We're in Western Australia for the amazing snapper cyclone. But first up, we're getting stretched out by some Samson fish.
What did you say? Next fish wins?
No, the next fish I win, not yours. Oh, man. No way, I can't believe it.
Winner, chicken dinner.
No! Drop my jig back down.
Then one of the best performances I have ever seen happened.
Oh, yep. Oh, yeah! Next one hooks up. This is skill. This is definitely a skill. How good's that? I'm going, this is... Oh, oh yep, I'm on again.
He's on for no longer than 5 seconds. And in 5 seconds, he told everyone how good he was.
Oh, that was a good bite, that one. This one's a big one, eh?
It absolutely took some line off him, and I thought, here we go, this one's going to really hurt. But then again, I'm going to hear all about this.
I got in the bottom.
Did you drop it again?
See if I can get another one. Oh, yep. Just go and get this one off the bloody bottom. I'm on, I'm off, I'm on, I'm off, I'm on. Honing in on this rod. Jig, jig, bang. I can't believe I've done this 3 times. I thought I got done on the bottom and I'm like, oh, come on.
I can't believe that then you hooked 3 fish. You've dropped all of them, now you hooked up a 4th time.
Yeah, but the skill's in continuing the hookup. This time I stayed on. This is the one. Look at the size of that. That is a monster.
I've seen bigger herring.
Winner, winner, not quite the chicken dinner.
That's the smallest samson fish I've ever seen.
I reckon that should be the winning fish. To do that sort of skill and to catch that fish, even though it was a little sambo, that's a skill.
What a great little session. I mean, that's the smallest one, but...
All right, I'll let him go. But that's what it's all about, fishing with mates. I don't know if I call you lot mates, you're mongrels, you treat me badly. I'm gonna go home and cry after this.
As good as the Samson and Crays were, we were here for another reason. The next morning, it was an early start hunting the spawning snapper.
You always fish with your mates. That's part of fishing. But you learn to fish from your family. It's always your dad, your granddad, your grandma. So when Phil suggested we go and chase some snapper, we upped it one more and brought his daughter, Chloe. All right, the wind's dropping, it's time to fish.
Get on board, mate.
And your dad, of course. Beautiful. Grab the camera. Let's go tag a snapper. You're tagging.
Yep.
The big idea about this is to take Chloe out and catch her a big snapper and tag it, so we can show the next generation what we need to do to look after these fish. So we hit the water, we've got Danny, the guru snapper tagger, and we've got a special permit to tag them for science, and Chloe is going to do all the catching.
So we start searching and things are a bit quiet on the surface, but we did mark up a school down deep.
Chloe casts in, perfect. Phil casts in, bang, there's straight away, double hook up, it's game on. Yep, you're on.
Go, Chloe.
We've been fishing for 3 seconds. This is how good it is. Master.
Proud moment, just watching her go. She's got the style.
Professional, that's what it is, professional. You can't take it for granted that a 13-year-old girl is catching a snapper that's 16, 17, 18 pounds. This is a big fish.
When I hooked up, it was really cool, and I thought, right, I can do this, show all the guys that, yeah, girls can do this too.
I was talking to Chloe, and I sort of look over and say, what's he sort of saying to her?
Dad versus the professional fisho.
Al's trying to side with her, so she's on his team. What is it with all these teams?
Phil turns around and goes, I'm going to catch this fish if it's the last thing I do.
Coming up,
Oh, what?
we have some uninvited guests crashing the party.
You know what? I'm going in.
We're searching for the rare snapper spawning in Western Australia's Coburn Sound. In the meantime, Phil is locked in battle with a huge snapper.
Falls off.
It was a competition, apparently, between me and Chloe, and I lost. So Chloe's hooked up on this fish. It's absolutely ripped a bit of line off her, and she's hanging on.
Oh, I can see it.
Pump and wind, gets it to the boat. What a beautiful species.
Yes.
Oh, that's what we want to see.
When we both hooked up, it was awesome, especially when his fell off and I got mine into the boat, and I was just like, yep. Pretty proud of that.
And you did it all on your own. That's the best part.
So Chloe's brought this fish boat side.
That's it.
Danny's grabbed hold of the fish. He's brought it up.
That is a beautiful fish. Look at that.
Danny's put it into his tank for tagging, and she's straight in there. She wants to know what's going on, how he does it, what's the tags, why they've got numbers on them, how to measure them. And he goes through the whole process with her, and she's quite interested.
So they're going to write down the length of it, and then we're going to put 2 tags in it.
When I saw Danny doing the tagging, it was really cool to watch. I've always wondered why you did it, and I actually found out that today, and that you have to keep track of where they are. Awesome.
Beautiful.
So, Dan, why are we doing this?
So what we're trying to do here, Chloe, is trying to work out the size of the aggregations of snapper that are spawning here. The tagging helps as well to show where the fish actually migrate to after they've done their spawning.
All right, let's get this fish in the water.
Yep, let's go for a release.
I always like to put them back instead of taking them home. I was really proud. I was like, yep, I caught that fish, that was me. And everyone else can see that now.
But the best thing was she got to release that fish. I'll tell you what, the smiles, absolutely brilliant.
We put him back and he swam off, and it was almost like a little thank you, and I was like, you're welcome.
Suddenly, we hear the snapper up on top spawning. This is what we came for.
We race out, instantly we find a snapper school on the surface. Swirling around, fins up, snapper are on. It is unreal. Look at them, they're just right up there on the top like that. Phil casts in, and the whole time I'm watching that school on the surface going, I don't know how long I can contain myself. I've got to swim over and see this. I've dreamed about seeing this thing all my life.
And in the meantime, while he's whaling on, I've hooked up just quietly.
It's finally the time that you caught one, Dad.
There's a reason we're friends. When's Christmas? It's taking forever. Yep, he's coming up. Oh, there he is.
Oh, there's a shark behind it.
Oh, was that a white?
Oh, did that just happen?
Finally, sharks are moved in, you know. This is frustrating. Oh, that's a big fish.
I don't actually think I've ever seen a wild shark in real life before, so that was really, really cool.
There he comes. On top, there's two of them. Yeah. See him coming in? Oh, look at the size of him. Look at him.
What's that?
Bring it, just bring it.
That's not a
That's a, I thought it was a whitey. That's why I was looking at it. That's a bronzy over there. That one might be a little whitey.
I was actually hoping that the shark would take the other bit, but no, it didn't, unfortunately. See, that one doesn't count, Dad. It's only half.
So Phil finally gets a fish up to the boat. Well, most of a fish, unfortunately.
That's pretty cool.
And do you know the most important part? That still doesn't count. Dad's on half a point.
Oh.
Now, we're definitely jumping in. We've got to go and do some underwater.
You're going to jump in just after you've seen that shark?
Yeah, well, it wasn't a white, so it's okay.
Oh, my gosh. Keep smiling, Dad.
Yeah, keep smiling. So we got a couple of photos, did all the stuff. I think your dad even comes up all right, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It's pretty tough to make Phil look good, I'm going to tell you. There's only one thing left to do. You know what? I can't take this anymore. I'm going in.
You're absolutely crazy. Just remember all the sharks we've seen.
I don't care about your sharks. I've got to go and swim with these fish. They're almost on the top. Come on, guys. Who's coming?
You are going on your own, mate. Oh, this black duck is staying right here. And I'm just thinking, no, mate, do not do that. There's a lot of predators, and they're big, big sharks.
I've dived the coast here for over 30 years and I've seen some big sharks, but you won't get me in Coburn at all this time of year.
I'm going to go in. I'm going to risk it for the biscuit, but I'm not going to be a shark biscuit, hopefully.
No, you can go and do that and we'll watch you get eaten by sharks.
I've got Chloe on board, and I'm thinking, that's all I need for him to get chewed on with her there.
Have you got a shark shield or shark shield? I've never worn one of those. Do you reckon I need it?
Put it this way, mate, you're not going in without it.
Always take local advice. Get me a shark shield, I'm going in. So, it takes me a while to suit up. I've got to get my gear. I was really nervous about it, but it kept eating at me. I've got to get in. I just want to have one shot at jumping in with these snapper. I don't think many people have jumped in here and done this. Never used a shark shield before. Somehow I think I need one.
Security.
Hey, Phil, what's the shark shield do?
It just sends out that little bit of a pulse, mate, and acts as a deterrent for the sharks. They don't like it.
Coming up, will I take the plunge into shark-infested waters just to get the shot? I'm back in WA to fulfil my dream of jumping in and filming the rare vortex of snapper spawning. A true spectacle of nature.
We get into position. This is it. All right, I'm going in. Straight in the water. Thanks, mate. Phil hands me my camera. That way?
Yep, over there, mate, yep.
Oh, well, there he goes. He's in the water.
I hope that bloody thing works.
You are instantly in the abyss. There's nothing around you. And I'll tell you what, I haven't crapped myself much in my life, but swimming along knowing there's those massive sharks swimming around these schools, whoa.
This beautiful, big, voluptuous seal swimming across the surface towards the school, that's the hard part. He's pretty much in limbo. That's no man's land. It's just him.
And suddenly the water starts getting a bit milky and stuff. It's only one thing, that's spawning snapper. And as I'm swimming along, all of a sudden, it's like a curtain came back. There is a wall of spiralling snapper right in front of me. Forget the sharks. This is nature at its best. I'm in the zone. I'm focusing on these fish, because you're trying to get the shot. No one ever jumps in here and films these fish. So I'm filming them. It is insane. And then all of a sudden the fish fade away. And then I'm out of the zone. They've gone and I'm back on my own. And I turn around and the boat is miles away. And then it's, holy I do not want to be here. And luckily Phil's at the wheel, so he's got the boat coming straight over towards us. You know what? I've never been so happy to see those mangy mongrels in my life.
Unreal out.
Oh, man, you should have seen it. I came up and they were just right there. I'm like telling the guys, going, oh, this is unreal, this is amazing, you know. You should have seen it. Like I was swimming along and they come up and they're just like literally this wall and I'm going, which way? Am I going the right way? Because you can't tell when you're under there.
Get out of the water. You're still in the water. Get out of the water.
So I've dived down into the school and there's just tons and tons of big snapper. But I think probably pushing my luck sitting in the water. I might actually get out. Oh.
He was really happy. And the footage that he got, man, that's pretty special.
It's just one of those things, to see those snapper, catching them's one thing, letting them go is another thing, but to swim with them, that is as good as it gets. And I've got all my limbs to prove it.